guys, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my, damn it, I'm so bad at this. Okay. Hi guys, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my Book Junkie Trials TBR. So, I decided to join the Outlaw group. I will have the original Book Junkie Trials posted down below, but I decided to join the Outlaws group because it's just like my favorite type of character, I guess, is the outlaw, mercenary, rogue. I just think it's the coolest. And so when I saw that there's like a specific Outlaws group, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be that one. So I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 prompts that I have to complete by the end of this month. And if I didn't mention it before, but the Book Junkie Trials will be taking place the entire month of July. I'm just late uploading my TBR, but it's better late than never, I guess. But anyway, so the first prompt is the Crimson Peaks, and it says, "These peaks are about to blow. Reread a favorite to soothe them into dormancy." So basically, it's just to reread a favorite, and I think that this would be a great time to reread one of my favorite books growing up as a kid, and that is Where the Red Fern Grows. This book is about a little boy who gets 2 beagles that he uses to go coon hunting, and it's so good, and it's also, it has dogs in it, so you know it's going to be sad. Oh my gosh, this book just like tore my heart out, and I can't wait to reread it. The second prompt is Queendom Stone, and I'm looking down at my computer where all the prompts are. But Queendom Stone, the stone of our royal majesty. What are the royal customs of other lands? Read a book featuring royalty. And for this prompt, I have Cinder by Marissa Meyers. I actually already read this book, and this is about a girl named Cinder. It's basically a Cinderella retelling, and it takes place it's called the Eastern Commonwealth, and it's basically what would be like present day Asia, and it takes place in the future, and it's about royalty. Obviously she's Cinderella, and she falls in love with the prince, who is actually Emperor Kaito, and it has to do with these people who live on the moons who are lunars, and Emperor Kaito is betrothed or avoiding a betrothal to the lunar queen, Queen Lavana. So there's lots of royalty in it, and yeah, I actually already read this book this month, and it was really, really good. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. The next prompt is The Forgotten Forests. All those open series, the forest knows and feels your forgetfulness. It will sing a mournful lament, tormenting you until you read the next in a series. So for this, after I read Cinder, I ended up falling down the rabbit hole and reading the entire series. So I'm actually currently reading Winter, which is the last book in the 4-book series. So, I mean, I guess you could really count any of those books for this prompt, Scarlet, Cress, or even Winter. But if I finish, when I finish, if I have enough time at the end of the month, and I feel like, I don't know, I can read another book. So this book is the last book in the Outlander series so far. I know that Diana Gabaldon is writing another book, but this is the last one to the series that I need to get to, and so I'm really excited to read about this. This is just about Claire and Jamie's adventures, and they are currently in America and navigating through the American Revolution, which is really, really interesting. So I'm excited to get to read this. I know that the book right before this ended on kind of a cliffhanger for me, so I'm super excited to get to this if I have time this month. And the next prompt is called The Weeping Falls. To pass through the rapids unscathed, you must give to the falls. Read a tearjerker. And for this, I have Camille, the Lady of Camellias by Alexandre Dumas or Fils. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna pretend it's Fee. Yeah, but anyway, I actually already read this book too. This is part of another book thing that I'm doing on Litsy, and I will link my account down below if you want to be friends and follow me and hang out and talk about books. But basically, I'm doing this thing with 4 other people on Litsy. They call themselves Littens, which is kind of cute. But I'm doing this thing where we each pick a book that we want to read. We annotate it, we write our different thoughts, and then we send it off to the next person. So I send it off to the next person, she sends hers to somebody else, and they send theirs to me. And then we just get like each of the next person's book for the next like 4 months. And then we eventually get our own book, our original book back, and it'll have everybody's annotations and everybody's thoughts, and I thought it would be super fun. But anyway, so I already read this book, and even though it says it's written by Alexandre Dumas, it's not the same Alexandre Dumas who wrote The Three Musketeers. It's actually that Alexandre's son. But this book is about a man named Armand who falls in love with a courtesan named Marguerite. And I mean, it was just so sad. I feel like you can't really fall in love with a courtesan and then just have it not be a sad story. It's kind of like a guarantee, right? Like having a book with a main focus around a pet, like a dog. You just know it's going to be sad. And this book just tore my heart out. It was just so good, and I was just rooting for the characters. I just fell in love with them, and it was just so good. And if you haven't read this yet, I would highly recommend it. I gave this 5 stars, but I'll talk about it more in my wrap up. But yes, so this was my tearjerker for the Book Junkie Trials. And finally, the last challenge is the Bookie Grail. Here you find a lost manuscript delivered on this forgotten island by a fallen star. Read the group book Stardust. And I have Stardust. This is about a boy who falls in love with a girl, and she's just really proud and super kind of like high-nosed, and she thinks she's better than everybody else. And the boy's absolutely in love with her, and he's like, what do I have to do to marry you? And she goes, I want a fallen star. So he goes into the like other fantasy sort of world that's separated from our normal world by a wall, where he finds a fallen star who happens to be a girl. And at the same time, there are some witches who are also looking for the fallen star, since I guess the fallen star can give immortality or eternal youth. There's like power in the star. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward, I'm really looking forward to reading this book. I actually just watched the movie with my roommate like last month, and I really loved the movie. I love Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's one of the witches, so I was kind of rooting for Michelle Pfeiffer, which is kind of silly, but it was a great movie, and I'm super excited to read the book, and I hope the book is just as good, if not better. Okay, so finally, as a member of the Outlaw group, we have different strengths and weaknesses. One of my, well, maybe not strengths, we have an ability and we have a weakness. My ability is, and I'm just gonna read you the blurb, the Outlaws are rough, raunchy, and ready for the quest, but they also have fast hands. They can read the book of any friend's quest TBR if they need, and they need not fit the prompt. So basically, if I don't get to one of these books, then I can just like switch it out with a different book that's on somebody else's quest TBR. It doesn't matter who. So that's pretty nifty. I don't really think I'm going to be using the ability, but I think it's like useful to have if I, am feeling really moody and like, oh, I don't feel like reading this book right now, and then I want to read something that's already on my shelves that somebody else is also reading at the same time. So it's just nice to have. And finally, my weakness, it says, too much time evading the law and not enough time spent reading means this team must complete, oh my gosh, okay, let's try again. Too much time evading the law and not enough time spent reading means this team must complete a 24-hour readathon. So I'm going to be vlogging my readathon, and I will be reading Stardust for this 24-hour readathon, and I'm really excited about it. I've never done a 24-hour readathon before, so that will be really exciting. I'm not really quite sure yet if I want to try to go 24 hours just like awake, or if I'm gonna sleep, because I don't know about you guys, but if I stay up 24 hours straight without sleeping, I'm going to be kind of grumpy the next day. It's not even grumpy, like I'm just gonna be kind of like a zombie and just like for the next day and probably be sleeping like the entire next day. It's not pretty, but I will be vlogging that experience so you guys can be there with me drinking lots of coffee and Red Bull. And it'll be great. We'll all be tired together and reading something. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm new to book 2 if you guys can't guess. I'm probably gonna cut this. But anyway, that is what I'm going to be reading for the Book Junkie Trials, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!